Hi, it's Mike Edwards, and I'm on day 2 of a video challenge issued to me by my coach. I know I just went dark. I wanted to show you where I am. I'm here in Victoria Park in the middle of Kitchener. And yesterday I talked about fear. And one of the ways that I manage fear and deal with fear is to allow myself to be vulnerable. And that's what I want to talk to you today about, is what does it mean to be vulnerable? What's the impact of not being vulnerable? And probably most important, what do I do to make it okay for me to be vulnerable? So, first off, up to about 2 years ago, year and a half, 2 years ago, I never allowed myself to be vulnerable. Well, as much as I could. I'll give you 2 examples. One is my writing. I do a lot of writing now, blog, newsletter, and so on, and it comes very easily. But up to 2 years ago, it was a struggle. A blog post would take me weeks to write. The reason? I wasn't allowing myself to be vulnerable. I would spend a lot of time thinking about, what will somebody think of me if I say this, or if I do this, is it going to limit the amount of business I could get, so on and so on and so on. As a result, back then, I maybe had 10, 20 people look at a blog post. And it was a painful experience. I almost gave up writing back then. The other example is one that's actually more important to me, which is the impact it had on my relationship with my wife, Rosie. Because I thought I had to be strong, because I thought I had to be the one to figure all this out, I didn't want to burden her with my problems, so on and so forth. I would spend a lot of time up here. I wouldn't be vulnerable. I wouldn't show her that I'm scared about something related to business, or uncertain, or unhappy. But as a result, I'd spend a lot of time just thinking, churning on it. Should I tell her? Shouldn't I tell her? So on and so forth. The result of it, which I only found out recently, is in not being vulnerable, she was actually questioning if I really still loved her. More on that in a minute. Fast forward. If you follow my writing at all, I have no problem being vulnerable anymore. It's not to say it's always comfortable. It's not to say there isn't a struggle at times. But generally, I have no problem stepping into very vulnerable spaces. In my writing, I talk a lot about personal problems or issues, or, whatever the case, my feelings, what's in my heart, and so on. So it's a very different space I'm in now. Here's what I found. Vulnerability is not the weakness I used to think it was. Vulnerability is actually a strength. If you allow yourself to be vulnerable, you actually develop this superpower. You're actually quite strong. Here's the result. Let's go to my writing, for example. In my writing, I'll write a blog post now. It takes me about an hour to write it and edit it and get it ready to go up. And it actually flows very easily with very little thought. Most of that comes down to I allow myself to be vulnerable. The readership on it, if you remember I said was 10 to 20, is now very high, in the thousands in some cases. So a very dramatic impact. The impact that has on my life is it frees me up. It becomes so much easier. It's no longer a chore, and so on. The other one, the impact that means more than anything to me in this world, is by being vulnerable with my wife Rosie, is it's totally changed our relationship. Where I feared the impact to our relationship and was making a lot of assumptions about the impact to our relationship and how she would respond to problems, what I in fact find is she steps in and together we work through things. Not between us, business kind of stuff. Sometimes really what I need is just a smile and support. Other times she helps me talk through things. We are definitely stronger together than I am alone. And so therefore, in being vulnerable, it actually empowers the relationship. It removes all those assumptions, which were largely wrong, and really is a strength. So I encourage you, think about it. Vulnerability, it's not a weakness, it's a strength. And by stepping into it, by allowing yourself to be increasingly vulnerable, one little step at a time, I think you might be amazed what happens for you because of what you're not assuming, because it allows you to be with someone else and create with somebody else, because it allows you to put your heart out there, because people see the real you, everything you're really good at. So please consider it. And wherever you are, I hope your day is as beautiful as the one here, and you can find a spot like this to be outside. So tomorrow, I have another topic, of course. It'll be day 3 of this video challenge, and I want to talk about what it means to lean into another, to have somebody else help you create. Until then, have a good evening, have a good day tomorrow, and I look forward to it. Thank you for listening.